You guys, this is what I'm talking about. The church of this city, formerly Kroger, okay? You can't tell by the building. Yeah, that used to be Kroger, and now it's a house of the Lord. I shouldn't judge. I need to go in there and check it out. But my church is superior. Why would I want to go to some other church? You know? I'm just saying. I feel like you can't go back from Orthodoxy. Maybe you can. Maybe people realize later on that they don't believe what they thought they believed. Maybe their concept of God changes or something. I wonder about that because, I was pretty eager to get baptized. And I really wanted to have some sort of verification that I was seriously religious, because in order to have a religious exemption, you know what I'm talking about? You kind of have to be part of a church. You have to be in regular attendance, in good standing with that church. But I actually happen to enjoy it. I happen to really get something out of it. So that's why I kept going back, because I'm naturally really weird about stuff like that. I'm weird about anything organized, but especially organized religion. It's just way too easy to brainwash people, And so that's how I've always thought of churches. Now, I would always get something out of it, but, I would look around me and I would see all these people and I would ask myself, are they really, really serious about this? Or are they just here because they think this is what they're supposed to do? Or are they here because their parents are here and they don't want them to realize their secret secular viewpoints? I think that most people that identify as Christians are actually atheists, based off of the way that they behave. But I don't know. I just think about all these different things that people are hooked on. And very few of those things really deliver anything other than instant gratification. And I think that that's why the whole God idea is really difficult for many to grasp, because it's not something that they can experience immediately. It's something that they have to wait for. Discernment doesn't come by snapping your fingers. It's something that you have to work for. It's something that you have to pray for. And I don't think that God's going to waste his time on people that aren't serious about him. That's why all the times that I have tried to quit something and, I ask God, take this away from me, only to, take it right back the next day. I don't think he took it because I didn't believe in myself, You have to really have faith in the change that you're trying to make in order for it to work. But I think that, the whole instant gratification thing gets old. I'm surprised that it's not old for everybody else. But it's I just get so depressed, thinking about that. Thinking that, that's all there is for, so many people that live on planet Earth. No wonder they're on antidepressants. No wonder they are totally addicted to the internet and take selfies and do all the other stupid shit that they do. Because they don't have any kind of foundation. They don't have any kind of, direction. So they're either running in circles or they're just going wherever they're led. And that seems to be most people. And that just makes me so very sad for the state of society. Because, I know how that feels. Definitely the running around in circles. Not so much the being led random places, because I don't know. I'm not a sheep. I've never been a sheep. I've tried to do stuff that the sheep do. I try to get involved in their dumb shit, but I just don't care. I see it as futile. And anything that I see as futile, I just don't have any interest in it. But I just wish I could inspire people to do something different. No matter how painful it might be. Maybe that would be a good thing. I don't look at pain the same way that most people do in America. I think that it's a gift because it can, teach you to, really, really appreciate, things being difficult. And it can help you grow as a person and have a deeper understanding of everything. And empathy. That's one of the most undervalued human experiences. And, of course, assholes would think that it's a total waste of an emotion because it's weak. Yes, it's so weak to care about other people. So weak. When you see that those other people could be you, you might understand. Now, something I was thinking about earlier, how when people say things I'll never understand, you saw a bunch of stupid white people saying this to black people, I understand that I'll never understand, meh, 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 meh. Well, here's the thing, bitch. What's the point in saying that? Like, what's the point? It's kind of like the question that I have for Christians who think that they can't talk to God directly. It's like, what's the point in praying? What's the point in getting down on your knees? What's the point in disciplining yourself in any kind of way if you can't talk to God? Like, if you can't have the kind of relationship that the disciples had, like, what's the point? You know, it's like, what's the point in having empathy and compassion if you can't apply it? And that can't be a useful tool to help you understand another person's experience. Like, it is important to know that you'll never really and truly know what it's like to be another person, you know? But in that realization, that should help you to understand that, okay, if I could never be this person, then that also means that this person could never be me. So I shouldn't put up with their shit, you know? And I see that a lot where people are just like putting up with shit from some leftist, you know, somebody with a chip on their shoulder. And it's like, you don't need to make all kinds of rationale. You don't need to do that. Like, I don't understand that. I'm not going to apologize for anything I didn't do, all to satisfy something that will never be satisfied, you know? Because, like, people like that, people that make those kinds of demands on others, they don't even know what they're really asking. Because they don't know why they're asking it. It's like all these black people that keep blaming white people for everything. Like, you're just mad that you didn't grow up the way that a child should grow up, okay? Whenever you can face that, maybe you'll do something with your life and get the fuck out of the projects. But up until that point, just keep drinking and smoking marijuana and pretending that, you know, it's everybody else's problem. I mean, here's the thing. Do what you want to do. But don't blame other people for what you do. Own what you do. Know why you do what you do. You know, like, I know people that smoke marijuana because of their ADHD. Like, they talk about how that helps them more than anything else that they did. So at least they understand why they're doing what they're doing. But I feel like so many people, like, they live every day of their lives and they have no idea, like, what really motivates them to do the stuff that they do on a daily basis. Now, I get that, like, a part of it's, like, survival, you know? Like, I work a job so that I can pay my bills, and I take this medicine so that I can pretend that it's helping me do stuff like pay my bills, you know? It's just weird to me, and I guess maybe it's because I'm an artist, so, like, I've just always had that motivating me. Like, there's always been that, like, potential there. Like, well, I could create something, you know? If there's ever, like, a dull moment, I could make something up in my head. But that's the thing, like, people don't want to do that. And that's why I hate the phones, because it's just so dangerous. It's so dangerous. People are already so grossly uncreative, and now they have this excuse to never even have to try ever again. You know? And yeah, there are people on TikTok and various social media sites that are like doing stuff that's somewhat artistic. So I know that those people exist. I know that they're out there. But I feel like they're very few and far between, the large number of people that are just sitting on their ass watching videos and scrolling. It's like, of all the people that I know that are on TikTok, like, they're not making videos. They're just watching TikTok videos. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody is so creative and they're just choosing not to be because they're waiting for the right moment. Maybe they're doing what I'm doing and they're just biding their time to reveal how talented they truly are. I don't know, sometimes I wonder if, like, the reason why I'm not on Twitter and the reason why, like, I refuse to get a phone is because of the fact that, like, I don't know. I'm afraid of putting myself out there more. Like, it's really not about paranoia, though. It's more about, like, the bigger picture of it, like, looking at society and hating society, and looking at what society does and hating what society does and going, I'm not going to do that shit, you know? That's more what it's about. But I'm sure that there is some fear element there. But it makes sense that I would refuse to get a smartphone, considering, you know, how I feel about communication. I just really, really value conversations, and I really value, you know, the time that I do spend with people. And I don't want anything to come between, you know, my connections with people. And it sucks because, like, you know, I see it all the time where, like, it's like people will be talking and then, like, they'll just get bored with the conversation and then, like, everybody just gets on their phone at the same time. It's like, okay, we've had enough human time. Let's go back to cyborg time. I just snotted all over myself. Did y'all see that? It's kind of cool, though. I kind of wish I had snotted directly into the camera lens, so then you could know exactly how I feel about smartphone technology. It's just a bunch of snot. That's all it is. But I don't know. I realize that there's a place for me in this world. Somewhere. Somewhere between the cracks, there's a place for me. But it's like, I don't want to be, like, in that same, I really don't know what it is exactly, but Social setting. Social setting, whatever. Like, I just think about that a lot. Like I think about like Twitter. You know, like if I were to have a Twitter account, that would mean that I would have to be on Twitter with all the other people on Twitter, and I don't want to do that. You know? You just want your own website. And you want everybody to listen to you and not read anybody else's tweets. Right, right. They should just listen to me only. They shouldn't listen to anybody else. Yeah, we know we're arrogant, okay? No, but I mean, that is true though. Like, I know I sound like I'm kidding, but I'm actually not. Because, yeah, I think that all the time, every single time I do comedy, I'm like, man, it should just be me. Like, fuck all these other people. Like, they should just give up their time and let me do the whole mic. And the reason I say that is because I feel like I'm one of the few people on planet Earth that actually has something to say. Whereas it's like everybody else, if they're saying anything, they're just repeating the same thing. I mean, that's what the news cycle is, okay? So if you think about doing a load of laundry, it's a cycle. It spins around. And it's like the same shit every single time, and yet people still, like, act like it's the end of the world, or they act like this stuff is so important. Nothing in this world is important. Nothing. Everything is just a distraction from our relationship with ourselves. They don't want anybody to be in tune with themselves. Because if they were in tune with themselves, they wouldn't need all this other stuff, you know? They wouldn't need a TV. They wouldn't need sporting events and celebrity culture. It's like celebrities just kind of prove like just how pointless like everything is in this country. Like it's just one example after another that this is all just a show. Okay? It's all a show for the purpose of like controlling society. And unfortunately, that society loves to be controlled. That's why they like to vote. That's why they take the advice of a psychiatrist and they tell people, I have a generalized anxiety disorder. It's like, here's the thing. If they actually have anxiety, they shouldn't need a psychiatrist to tell them that. You know what I mean? They don't need any confirmation. Because they should know themselves. They should know what they're experiencing. I don't need anybody to confirm what I'm experiencing. I don't need anybody to validate me. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm smart. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm talented. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm right about anything, motherfucker. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But they always feed you compliments because they just assume that, you know, she's got a vagina, so she probably needs a compliment, right? Yet another reason why my gender is so formidable. Because they can't get it from themselves. Now, I know we're trained to get it from men, right? I mean, I get all that, but I'm just not wired that way. I do wish that I was sometimes. I wish that I could be codependent, and I wish that I could be, just this submissive housewife. I'm not joking, by the way. Like, I there's this part of me that, like, wishes that I could be like that, but I'm not. I'm the crazy artist that stays up until 5 o'clock in the morning, listening to jazz, burning incense. Maybe I'm making edibles. Maybe I'm out walking around in the pouring rain, okay? I'm the type of person that will bike clear across town to pick up a tiny sack of weed, all right? Like, that's who I am, all right? I'm not the type of person that's gonna settle down and, oh man, that just sounds so horrible. Like, why would anybody, I get it, but, as an outsider, I get it. I see the value of that, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. But as an artist, ew. Ew, motherfucking ew. Have fun with your mediocre, average-ass life. Don't get it. But that's not, like, I don't want to take that away from anybody. I think that that's the difference between, like, I don't know, what you see with a lot of liberals and, people that identify on the left. It's like, they don't want Christian conservatives to, have a nice community to raise their children in. They don't want Christian conservatives to be allowed to exist, So, that's pretty messed up. That's pretty messed up that you're such a miserable person that you want to take away anybody's happiness or, whatever they enjoy, whatever they value. Just because you don't value that, you think that that doesn't have value at all. That's not right. The thing is, like, I know that the NFL is rigged, okay? All the sporting events are rigged. I know that. But I'm not going to tell that to my dad. It's not like he's going to believe me anyway. But I don't want to ruin Monday Night Football for him. And he notices, like, little things about the athletes and all these weird hand symbols that they do. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, now would be the time to look into Freemasonry. But it's like, he's not interested in stuff like that. And it's wrong for me to, like, expect him to be interested. And it's wrong for me to, try to push anything on anybody that they're not ready for or they don't want, Which is why I get really mad when people are like, when are you going to have kids? Or when are you going to, get a real job? Maybe when you stop asking me that question. I'm kidding. I won't. I love Steak and Shake. And I love my crazy artist life that I've worked for because I was depressed for a long time and I was angry and bitter for a long time. But, God worked on me, okay? Because God worked on me, I have a lot that I can offer people based off of my experience, And that's the thing. A psychiatrist doesn't give you experience, okay? That's the thing. What people choose is just the easiest, laziest route so that they don't have to earn it. It's like, you don't deserve it because you didn't work for it.
my right to be happily crazy, okay? I've earned this.